the censorship of my music began after my hunger strike, because after my hunger strike, I had a lot of followers. And I mean, I had almost 2,000 followers from Baylor because I was a Welcome Week leader and everything, and I knew everyone. And then I came out with my song Every Day is Sunshine. That was the first song, and then my second song was Make Believe. And I thought I was going to have a lot of views on it because I did a hunger strike. And I knew that I had intelligence agencies all over the world that were interested in me because I stood on the street with a sign talking about drugs and drug labs, and people tend to get interested in you because of that. And I also thought that I had a lot of law enforcement people that were curious about me. So I thought I was going to make money when I came out with my album, War Stories, and then I made $0. Just like with my book, I made $0 when I came. I've never made $1 off of it, but then I met two people that paid for it, but then the money never came through. So I knew I was being censored because I had -1 views on SoundCloud. And just recently I deleted a bunch of videos after I put them in my inbox or in my cart for this website. I think artgrid.io is what it's called. And then when I deleted it, they went negative. So when when the views were being removed, it went negative there. But all I'm trying to say is it's pretty clear that I was censored. And not only that, I wanted to buy one of these microphones because if you haven't noticed, this is the microphone I use. A lot of famous people use this microphone. I initially wanted it because David Crowder used it. David Crowder was the worship leader at the church where Kyle was electrocuted while he was baptized in front of the entire church during the homecoming weekend. It was the church I attended, and I saw Kyle every week because he worked on his sermons while I worked on my homework together at a coffee shop called Common Grounds, and then he died in front of the entire church, and I think he was electrocuted. Like I've told you guys, there was a drug lab in West Texas, and it was a very, very intense drug lab, and it caused a lot of violence in the Waco area. And so I got a lot of attention after my hunger strike because I was out there, I was fighting the government. And then I came out with a song called Make Believe. There was a time when I made believe and told myself that I was free, that kind of related to my hunger strike, and I got no views. And that was because I was being censored. And the reason I was being censored is because after my hunger strike, Robert Mueller got fired. And Robert Mueller, if you guys don't know, he was in charge of the investigation of Trump, but he was also the person that was in charge of the FBI at the time that I did my hunger strike. And then after my hunger strike, he got fired, within 2 or 3 months. So that's the situation there. What I actually wanted to talk about today was the OTWG, the U.S.-Israel Operation Technology Working Group, which these senators are saying it's very important for us to do it because they want to share all their technology with Israel, all of the United States technology with Israel, and then Israel would share their technology with the United States. And it was in the defense bill, and it says the command warned that the United States is accumulating additional risks that may embolden our adversaries to attempt to unilaterally change the status quo before the U.S. could muster an effective response. So the senators, so they're trying to get this technology group together to do defense research together. And the OTWG could then establish plans to research, develop, procure, and field weapon systems and military capabilities as quickly and economically as possible to meet common capability requirements. So I guess what the United States military has decided is that they want to share all their technology with Israel. Israel has 10 million people. The United States has 360 million people. But right now they're already passing their technology to Israel, and then Israel is changing the technology. But Israel also spies on us right now to steal our technology. They've done it in the past. But now the military is deciding that they're going to give the technology to Israel and not just give it to them. They're going to work with them on it. And what I'll tell you is if the United States decides to do this group and make this military alliance, my people will never help you deal with COVID-19. And I know you think that, oh, well, don't worry about it. We're fine. The numbers are going down. Yeah, from what? Your numbers were way higher than everyone else's initially, and they're not fine yet. What's going to happen is it's going to mutate, and I'm telling you, you're screwed. And you think that, I think that a lot of you guys think that Israel is going to be on our side, but I personally will never accept Israel being on my side during World War III, because if I do that, then that means that I'm I've decided that the bad people are going to be on our side. And I'm just saying, like, Israel has consistently been a piece of shit country. They're consistently a bad country. And so I understand that you guys think that you want Israel on your side because they took your F-35s and did something with them, or they took your weapon systems and they did something with them, and you like that. They have good engineers. But what I'm telling you is I'm not going to sell my soul to let Israel on our side, and it's never going to happen. And if you guys want to make a decision to choose Israel over us, which clearly you don't want to be on our side, then that's your decision. But if that's what you want to do, then you're on your own against COVID-19, and I think you are no matter what, because clearly you guys are fascists. Like, I mean, the military knew I was being censored. I mean, all these people knew I was being censored. I mean, like, you have to understand, it was a group effort to censor me. I mean, you have to understand, my songs were consistently getting like 8 views. Like this, like the views I'm having now are no different than the views I was having back then. I mean, the most views I ever got was 100 views on my song "Make Believe," and that's. I mean, I got 2,000 views on my cover of "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me" that I did when I was in Nashville. But other than that, I got like no views basically. So maybe I suck. Maybe no one. And the thing is, even if I suck, it doesn't mean I didn't have a ton of friends after I did my hunger strike and before I did my hunger strike. Because, like I said, I had 1,500 followers on Facebook, and the thing about Baylor is you want to hear what their music sounds like, especially back then. Like if one of my friends had come out with a song, I'd want to hear what their music sounds like, and I was actually pretty good. So you guys can choose Israel over us, and that's fine. And what I'm telling you is I think the virus will take care of itself, and that's just how it's going to be. And so you guys can think I'm lying about knowing that a biological weapon was being released in October, but I'm not lying, and I never lie. I never knowingly lie. Like, I mean, I almost never knowingly lie. It's very, very rare. And like, I mean, I can think of all the times that I've lied, and it's like not that many. I tend to just say I don't want to tell you. I tend to just keep my mouth shut and kind of just stay out of it. But anyways, so yeah, Israel or us. Apparently the Senate already chose Israel. So good luck with everything.